So the first and foremost thing is that Allah Azza wa Jal, in the beginning it was Him as a being and there was nothing else. So He wanted others or creation, He wanted a creation to know Him. So He created the creation. So the first thing He created was the pen. And He told it to write everything that would come into existence. Everything of His irada, of His will, whatever He's going to will.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasoolullah sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala, amma ba'd.
Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, in the beginning there was Allah. There was nothing before Him. In other narration, nothing was with Him. And His throne was on water. And He wrote in the tablet everything. And He created the heavens and the earth.
And when the Prophet ﷺ says, خَلَقَ اللَّهُ الْقَلَمُ, that Allah created the pen, he says, وَكَانَ عَرْشُهُ عَلَى مَاءٍ, that His throne was settled upon water. So the scholars, they take from that Allah obviously had created water before the pen, but we don't have much details yet because the heavens and the earth had not been created. But it makes sense because water is the source of everything. What are the dimensions of the pen? How does it look? We have absolutely no idea. I mean, in this world, every pen looks so different. You know, you can't imagine what this pen would be. And is it a pen like the pens that we write with? Allah knows best what it looks like. And the Prophet ﷺ says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the pen, write. And the pen said, oh my Lord, and what should I write? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the pen, write the details, the decree of everything that will happen and that is decreed until the establishment of the hour, until the hour begins and commences. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, whoever dies believing in anything other than this, then he is not from me.
So the pen wrote everything that will take place from that time to the day of judgment. Every single thing. We worry about our rizq. Rizq is sustenance, what Allah will provide us. We worry about our wealth. We always thinking about tomorrow. We always thinking about how we will make it in the future. Worried and terrified and paranoid. But listen to this. Rasoolullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Allah wrote down the sustenance of creation 50,000 years before He created the heavens and the earth. Everything that you will get is already written down, not 50,000 years before this day, but 50,000 years before the heavens and the earth were created. It's a done deal. What you will get is already written down.
So the qalam, the pen, which was created 50,000 years before the heavens and the earth, wrote in what's known as Al-Louh al-Mahfuz, the preserved and protected tablet. Allah calls it Al-Louh al-Mahfuz because it's protected from any changes and it's also protected from access. No one can access this preserved tablet, not from the human beings, nor from the jinn, not even from the angels, not even from the malaika. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has access to Al-Louh al-Mahfuz. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He calls it many things in the Quran. Allah calls it Kitabun Mubin, Imamun Mubin, a clear book. There's nothing ambiguous in that book. It documents everything precisely. Allah calls it Kitabun Mastur, an unrolled, untouched tablet, right? So it's never been touched. It's a very special type of book. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَا فَرَّطْنَا فِي الْكِتَابِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ, that there is no knowledge that is missing from that book. Everything is within that book. As Allah tells us, even a leaf falling from a tree. Now think about how extraordinary that is. A leaf falling from a tree, at what speed it will fall, what type of leaf it will be, what land it will fall upon, what will happen to it, who will pick it up, when will it dissolve. All of that, everything is within Al-Louh al-Mahfuz, everything is within that preserved tablet, everything that would have happened, that has happened, that will happen. And we don't have much about the description of it. And Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he says that Al-Louh al-Mahfuz is preserved in Al-Bayt al-Ma'mur, the frequently visited home where the malaika, the angels, do tawaf. And it's preserved directly under the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, directly under the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the 7th heaven. And he said it's made of red rubies. And of course, not the red rubies that we see. It's made of a special type of red rubies. Its upper end is tied to the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and its lower end reaches towards the angels. Its script is light, and its pen is light. He said Allah glances at it many times, hundreds of times a day, and with each glance He does what He wills. He exalts one who is humble, He humiliates one who is honorable, He enriches one who is poor, He impoverishes one who is rich, He gives life to one person, He gives death to another person, and He does whatever else He wills. La ilaha illahu, there is no God but He.